All right, getting ready for a laser cutting machine operator interview. Awesome. Let's dive into some RoleCatcher resources and get you prepped.
Sounds good.
Laser tech is really exploding right now, especially in aerospace and automotive.
Yeah. What's cool is you really have to understand those materials. It's not just knowing the machine, you got to be precise.
Right. And that's where RoleCatcher can help. Think of it like your AI career coach. It can help you understand what the job really needs, but also use AI to help you prep answers and even your resume.
Yeah, it helps you stand out, gives you an edge because it shows you what hiring managers are looking for.
Okay, so you're in the interview, heart's probably pounding a bit.
A little bit.
They hit you with a classic. Can you explain your experience operating a laser cutting machine?
Right, right. That's where you really got to showcase what you know. Don't just say, oh, yeah, I've used them. You got to be specific. What kind? CO2, fiber, what materials have you worked with?
Like, I've got tons of experience with fiber lasers, working on aerospace components, doing all those precision cuts.
Exactly. And they'll probably ask you follow-ups like, what were some of the challenges you faced with the machine and how did you overcome them?
Challenges are good to talk about. It shows you can solve problems.
Absolutely.
Okay, question 2. How do you ensure the laser cutting machine is set up correctly for each job? This is all about being meticulous.
Oh, yeah. This one's important. You got to know the blueprints, tooling instructions, laser beam intensity, positioning all those details that are in the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Like, you don't just want to just blast the laser without making sure everything is perfect.
Exactly. Precision and safety first.
For sure. They'll probably ask something like, could you give me an example of when you had to adjust the machine settings for a specific job and why?
Yeah, you got to be ready with a good example. Shows you know how the materials and settings work together.
Like a chef knowing exactly what temperature to bake at?
Yeah.
All right, on to something that can be tricky.
Yeah.
How do you troubleshoot problems with a laser cutting machine?
This is your chance to show off how you solve problems. Walk them through it. Do you start by checking the settings? Look over the components. When do you got to pull out those manuals or call support?
Right, you don't just want to say, I just hit the reset button.
You got to have a system, show them you're thinking it through. They might even ask, what's the most complex problem you've had, and how did you fix it? So have a good example in mind.
It shows you can think on your feet.
Hmm.
Okay, let's talk juggling multiple tasks.
Oh, yeah.
Question 4. How do you prioritize and manage multiple cutting jobs at once? Manufacturing is a fast-paced world.
You got to be organized for sure. Think about how you prioritize schedules, communication, time management, all important stuff that the RoleCatcher Interview Guide highlights.
Right, it's like having a bunch of orders come in at once. You need a system.
For sure. Be ready for something like, tell me about a time you had to reprioritize because something unexpected came up. How did you handle it?
Okay, so show you can adapt. Speaking of adapting, let's keep those lasers in great shape. Question 5. How do you maintain and clean the laser cutting machine?
This is about showing that you understand a well-maintained machine means a safe and productive machine. So think lens cleaning, nozzle checks, regular inspections, all that stuff's in the career guide.
Like keeping your car in good shape.
Yeah.
Regular maintenance keeps things running.
Exactly.
Plus, it shows you're proactive, right? Like you care about doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, now for a question where the tone gets a little more serious.
Oh.
How do you ensure that the laser cutting process is safe for yourself and others in the workspace?
Safety is the top priority. You need to know personal protective equipment, safety protocols, hazard awareness.
Things like fumes and fire risks.
Yeah, and emergency response.
Yeah.
All covered in that career guide.
Lasers are powerful, so you always got to follow the safety protocols, no question.
Yep.
Be ready for a follow-up, too. Like, have you ever had to deal with a safety issue, and what did you do? Sharing a real example shows you're committed to a safe workspace. Okay, ready to show off those tech skills.
Always.
Here's a curveball. Question 7. Can you explain your experience with CAD software and designing cutting patterns?
CAD/CAM skills are only becoming more and more important. The interview guide mentions some specific software like AutoCAD and SolidWorks.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how you design patterns, optimize layouts, nesting, and how your CAD skills work with the laser cutting.
So it's not just running the machine, it's understanding those digital blueprints behind all those awesome cuts.
That's it. Be ready for. Describe a project where you used CAD to design a complex cutting pattern. Having a good example will make your skills stand out.
Okay, Last one for this section. How do you ensure that the laser cutting process meets the customer's requirements and specifications? This is all about exceeding expectations.
Absolutely. You got to outline your process, reviewing the specifications, talking to the customer, and how you handle any needed changes. The interview guide gives you a good starting point.
It shows you're not just filling orders. You're a problem solver who delivers.
Right. Be ready for this one, too. What if a customer's specifications are unclear or they conflict? What do you do?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Your answer shows how you handle those tricky situations.
We just covered 8 potential questions. Feeling more confident.
I hope so.
But hold on, we're not done yet. Remember all that AI magic we talked about with RoleCatcher?
Yeah.
That's where things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So how does RoleCatcher take this prep to the next level?
Well, RoleCatcher is like having a personal career coach. So say you're applying for a laser cutting machine operator role, and it's in aerospace.
Whoa, building parts for spaceships.
Yeah. RoleCatcher's AI can actually look at that job description, see what skills they really want. Maybe it's experience with a certain laser or a material.
Right.
Then it suggests how you can change your resume to be perfect for that job. It's like a resume makeover.
Highlighting those skills that really matter.
Exactly. And here's the cool part. It can also tell you what skills you might be missing. Skills that the employer wants.
So it's like, oh, they want someone with fiber laser experience, and I only mentioned CO2.
Exactly. And more companies are using AI to sort through those applications, so your resume has to be perfect.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
RoleCatcher gives you that advantage. But wait, there's more. It helps you practice for the interview, too. Imagine you're prepping for that big laser cutting interview.
Oh, yeah. Getting ready for the big day.
You can record yourself answering those common questions, like the ones we just talked about, and RoleCatcher's AI will watch it and give you feedback.
Whoa, it's like it's watching me and telling me what I need to work on.
It's like a virtual coach. It looks at your communication style, how clear you are, even your body language.
So it can tell me if I'm like rambling or using too much jargon.
Exactly. Most people just go into interviews and hope they do okay.
Fingers crossed.
But with RoleCatcher, you get real advice to help you improve. Okay, let's talk about some career insights from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Yeah, this stuff is fascinating, like how automation is changing everything.
Right. We talked about laser tech being in demand, but the guide explains how automation is changing things even more.
It's not your grandpa's factory anymore.
Exactly. As things become more automated, the job of the laser cutting machine operator changes too.
Gotta keep learning.
It's not just running the machine anymore. It's having those advanced technical skills, problem solving, and being able to adapt to new technology.
It's about being a laser innovator.
That's it. The guide also talks about different career paths for laser cutting machine operators.
Oh, cool.
You could move into a supervisor or management role. You could specialize in programming or maintenance, or even go into other areas like robotics or automation.
So many choices.
And speaking of choices, the career stages section in the guide is super helpful. It shows you how your career could grow as a laser cutting machine operator.
Oh, wow.
They break it down by stage,
Mm-hmm.
from entry level all the way to senior positions. And they explain what you'd be doing at each level. They even have examples of real people at different points in their careers.
That's awesome.
So whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for years, RoleCatcher's got something for you. It's like your guide to this awesome world of laser cutting.
It's so easy to get caught up in all the tech stuff.
Yeah.
But we can't forget the human side of things.
Right. Tech and automation are super important, but the heart of a great laser cutting machine operator is still about those core skills.
What do you mean?
Well, a machine can follow a program,
Yeah.
but it can't think for itself or solve a sudden problem. It can't communicate with customers or work as a team. Those are human skills, and they'll always be important.
So it's not just about mastering the machine. It's about those human skills that we bring to the table.
Exactly. And that's what we're helping you do today. We're not just giving you technical info. We're helping you get ready for that interview by showing you how important those human qualities are.
Because in the end, it's that human touch that matters most. We've covered so much interview tips, what a career in this field can look like, and how awesome RoleCatcher's AI is. But before we finish up, here's one last thought. As you're getting ready for that interview and hopefully getting that awesome laser cutting machine operator job, think about what comes next.
Yeah, you got to look ahead. Tech is always changing in this field. As you go into that interview, think about what's coming next, what's really exciting you in laser cutting tech.
It's like they're saying, What's your laser vision for the future?
Exactly. Have you done some research on what's new? Are there new types of lasers or ways of cutting or new uses for them that are really interesting to you?
Maybe like 3D laser cutting, or using AI to make things even more precise.
The possibilities are endless. By showing that you're not just thinking about today, but about the future of this field, you'll really show your passion, and your desire to learn and grow.
Like you're saying, I don't just want a job, I want to be part of the laser cutting revolution.
That's the attitude. And hey, maybe your curiosity will lead you to invent the next big thing in laser cutting.
That would be incredible. Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive. Hopefully you're feeling energized and ready to ace that interview.
Remember, confidence is key. You've got the skills, you've got the knowledge, and now you've got the insights to really impress them.
And don't forget about your secret weapon, RoleCatcher. Seriously, their resources and AI tools can make a huge difference. Check out their career guides, practice those interview questions, and sign up for a free account to unlock all the amazing features.
It's like a cheat code for your career.
So go out there, future laser masters, and show them what you're made of. The future of laser cutting is waiting for you.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep those lasers shining bright.